The unexamined life is not worth living. In our busy lives, it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day rush without stopping to reflect on who we are, what we're doing, and why. This quote invites us to pause and look inward, to examine our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Only through self-reflection can we truly understand our purpose and live a life that's meaningful. It is not length of life, but depth of life. Life isn't about how many years you live, but about the richness of the experiences you gather along the way. This quote urges us to focus on living deeply, to immerse ourselves fully in each moment, and to make our days count. It's about pursuing what matters most, whether it's love, passion, or purpose. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Success and greatness don't come from single, extraordinary acts, but from the small, consistent actions we take every day. This quote emphasizes the importance of building good habits, of cultivating discipline and perseverance. By committing to daily excellence, we gradually become the best versions of ourselves. It is not what we have, but what we enjoy that constitutes our abundance. True wealth isn't measured by material possessions, but by the joy we derive from what we have. This quote reminds us to find contentment in the simple pleasures of life, to appreciate the beauty around us, and to cultivate gratitude. By focusing on what brings us joy, we unlock the true meaning of abundance. He who knows others is wise. He who knows himself is enlightened. Understanding others is important, but knowing yourself is the key to true wisdom. This quote challenges us to embark on a journey of self-discovery, to explore our strengths and weaknesses, our desires and fears. Through self-knowledge, we gain the power to navigate life's challenges with clarity and purpose. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Failure is an inevitable part of life, but it's how we respond to it that defines our character. This quote encourages us to view setbacks as opportunities for growth, to learn from our mistakes, and to keep moving forward. Resilience, not perfection, is the true measure of success. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Our thoughts shape our reality. This quote underscores the power of the mind in determining our life's course. By cultivating positive, constructive thoughts, we can transform our lives, overcome challenges, and achieve our dreams. It's a reminder that our inner world has the power to create our outer world. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. In a world full of complexity, simplicity is often the hardest thing to achieve. This quote encourages us to strip away the unnecessary, to focus on what truly matters, and to live a life of clarity and purpose. Simplicity doesn't mean deprivation. It means making room for the things that enrich our lives. You cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him find it within himself. True wisdom and knowledge can't be handed down. They must be discovered through personal experience. This quote highlights the importance of self-discovery, of finding answers within ourselves. As we learn and grow, we realize that the greatest teacher is life itself. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Purpose is the foundation of a fulfilling life. This quote reminds us that when we have a clear sense of purpose, we can endure even the toughest challenges. It's about finding that why that motivates us, that gives our lives meaning and direction. The more you know yourself, the more clarity there is. Self-knowledge has no end. You don't come to an achievement. You don't come to a conclusion. It is an endless river. Self-discovery is a lifelong journey, not a destination. This quote inspires us to continually seek deeper understanding of ourselves, to embrace the process of growth and change. It's about being open to new insights, to evolving as individuals, and to realizing that self-knowledge is an ongoing adventure. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Wisdom begins with humility, with the recognition that there is always more to learn. This quote challenges us to stay curious, to question our assumptions, and to keep seeking knowledge. By acknowledging our limitations, we open ourselves up to endless possibilities for growth and learning. The wound is the place where the light enters you. Our greatest challenges often lead to our most profound growth. This quote teaches us that pain and suffering can be transformative, that through our wounds we can find healing, wisdom, and strength. It's about embracing the difficult moments as opportunities to let in the light. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Life unfolds in the present, yet we often get caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future. This quote encourages us to live fully in the here and now, to focus on what we can do in this moment. By being present, we connect more deeply with ourselves and others, and we find peace and fulfillment. The only thing that is constant is change. Life is always in motion, and change is the one certainty we can rely on. This quote reminds us to embrace change rather than resist it, to see it as a natural part of life's flow. By being adaptable and open to change, we can navigate life's twists and turns with grace and resilience.